Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know,
when you have sisters, you have issues.
If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, hello everybody out in SIssues land. I am Phil.
You mean you're Mrs. Burley?
I'm Mrs. Burley, Cher. I got married.
You got married, and I officiated.
Can you believe it? You actually married me and Kevin.
I did.
And you did such an amazing job.
Well, thanks. I tried.
Oh, you did. And at the end, you tied us up in rope.
I did. Mm-hmm. and not by your necks.
No.
No.
We already went. Yeah, we'll get to that scene later.
Yeah, it was a wonderful ceremony. It was nice and quick and simple, like 8 minutes and we were done. And yeah, it was a beautiful little ceremony. I'm so happy for you. You're married to your person, and it's wonderful.
It is. And I just want to say thank you, sister.
Oh, thank you for asking me. That was pretty cool.
There was nobody else I could think of that we would want to be married by. So you were number one choice.
That's so sweet.
Alrighty, so we are back at our Outlander rewatch. We want you to skip the recap if you have one, if you're watching it via Netflix. We want you to go just right to where the song starts. And season 4, episode 5, Savages.
God, I hate that word.
I know, I hate it too. But I understand the reasoning for naming it that way, because it's not in this century that we're thinking of that term.
And they're not also using it in relation to
exactly
the natives.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So you have to think of it as a broader perspective. You just can't narrow it down to one thing.
Yeah,
and I think that's like with most of the titles in each of the series, going through the series, it means something more than just one scene.
Yeah, and an idea or one, person, individual.
Absolutely.
Right. Kind of, it's a broader scope.
Right. Alrighty, Miss Cher, did you want to count us down? Or
I will count us down. So when I get to 1, you are going to hit play. 3, 2, 1. And we're singing a song of a life full of the God.
I turned the volume down in my head a little bit. Okay, that's enough. Just teasing. Well, it's a beautiful day here. I am in BC today. And it's, I think, 9 degrees. Little bit of slight rain that you can't even feel. But I'm overseeing the water, and it's beautiful. Tide's out. Yeah.
Nice. So it's misty.
You're
having a misty day.
Yeah, but I don't feel wet. We went for a walk. Okay, my body, like outside. Yeah, okay. I didn't say moist. Did I say moist?
You know what? You just can't take the pervert out of the Cher. You just can't. There's nothing you can say that I won't twist into something dirty. Sorry, just doesn't happen.
Well, but that's how it is in our house, right?
Right.
So, yep, that's true. Just how it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, and
they'll look at this creepy little doll.
That's not creepy. It looks like a little jester. And the fact that they're wrapping it in cloth and not paper, that's so cool. I love that. You just reuse the cloth, right? Because Claire did. In a
Yeah.
bad kind of way, but she still reused it.
Yeah, she did. And well, that's a bad, bad thing. Oh, here we
I love
go.
that they're just sitting here by the creek, just
Yeah. Oh, look, it's the rabbit. It's the
yep. The
rabbit.
rabbit is always there in
But
one way or another.
yes, but they're talking about guess who, and guess who? Mm-hmm. She's talking about
Yeah.
her daughter. And
Yes, exactly.
we already know where Bree is.
Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. She's talking about her daughter as if she's still like far away, but guess what?
And Tantu Cardinal, she's Canadian. Well, most of the actors that they chose,
All of them.
chose are from Canada. So,
Yeah. And
which is
Tantu is
awesome.
like a legend.
Yeah, she is. I remember her when I was young.
Yep. She's been around for a long time. And
Yeah,
yeah, she's a remarkable actress.
and I even think that she knows. I think that my perspective is that she knows the language because whenever I see her in any of them, she seems to be the most comfortable with speaking the languages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong, but
I think she
she does a
probably
great
has a
job.
really, really great ear for all of them,
Absolutely.
and picks them up fairly easily. And I bet you anything, Katrina Belf must have been very honored to act with her,
Exactly.
and likely learned a lot from her, even just from the small amount of time that they got to be in each other's presence.
Yeah.
Because Tantu is, I imagine being in a scene with her would be incredibly intimidating. Um,
Right?
she's oh, just masterful at her art.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, as an activist, as a strong Indigenous woman, yeah, she just seems like a take no crap kind of kind of lady. So
Yeah.
as Katrina has shown and proven to be the same, but to have the wisdom of a person like Tantu, I imagine would
Yeah.
have been pretty incredible for Katrina.
Yeah. It he's making such a big fuss over his hat. That surprised me. I'm like, where is this going? Like he lost his hat. He wouldn't leave it with the pigs. And believe me, if it was left with a pig, it wouldn't be in full, it wouldn't look like a hat after a few minutes, believe me.
They just had
Oh,
to make I think the nod to the book with the white sow,
yeah.
because the white sow in the book is like a huge bitch of a pig.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
uh,
I love her little kitchen there, how it's all sort of set up.
yeah, like
And
part
just how
surgery.
it's exactly and how it's been lived in already. It feels like it's been lived in for a while.
Hmm. Like he sneaks the candlestick
Yeah, exactly.
when she's not looking.
Oh, found your hat. It was with the pigs.
Yeah,
Jeez. Yeah, see, it wouldn't look as pretty.
no,
Yuck. Because
my
pigs will eat anything.
literally
Yeah,
bodies,
anything.
like bodies
Anything.
right
Yeah.
down to nothing. Yep,
Well, there was that one guy, I think he was in BC,
he
wasn't
was a
he, that
pig farmer.
killed
Yeah,
people exactly, and
he
he
was a
would
serial
feed,
killer.
yeah,
Yeah,
he would feed,
yeah.
the pigs.
He
Yeah.
preyed on Indigenous women, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, and which we have, you know, um, as Canadians, really let down
Yeah.
murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls.
Yeah. I agree.
We've allowed them to become prey to serial killers, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I agree.
They
I agree
just,
with that.
if you want a victim, here you go, because it doesn't seem like society cares.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
These scenes when she's putting on that shawl,
Hmm.
you you don't see the rabbit fur there, but when it showed part of her and Jamie, the rabbit fur was sticking out. So every once in a while you see those little
little
tidbits.
The little vest that she put on first.
Yeah, the rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
To keep her. It's funny how they kept warm back then, right? Like it was mostly wool and all of that.
Yeah.
And the little rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and this is where he saw Brianna in his dream and knew about the birthmark, right?
Yep.
So that, of course, will tie into where he's seen her. You know what? That I can't wait to find out more about.
Yeah.
Diana's just keeping it a secret. She's making us want to get to the end, right?
Yeah. It's one of those things that Jamie, like, he's not able to travel.
No.
But he can, it's like he sees people through his dreams. Like he sees the future, or he sees people that he loves in the future through his dreams. And that happens. Oh, there's Roger in his toque.
He looks, and the toque, I think, is just a wee big.
The toque with the pom-pom. Oh, goodness.
That's so funny. But Roger is one of my favorite characters. You know what I mean? And Richard Rankin, just himself, it's like he just walks on set and plays himself. Yeah.
And see, there's the same in the middle of the street. That's where Jamie's ghost was.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, it's
it's funny.
I think Roger's a little softer than Richard Rankin. He's a little less sarcastic and a little less cheeky than Richard Rankin might be, but a little less complex.
As soon as Roger started talking to her, as soon as he started asking her questions, I could tell, like right here, something was up. Something was up. Yeah. She knows, because you don't wander around your eyes so much when you're, you know what I mean? I knew it. Something was going to happen because she knew.
Yeah, she sure did.
How could she not? Because Brianna would leave her clothes and everything behind. Of course she knows something. Yeah. And say, no, I don't know. She took everything with her.
And he...
Bull crap.
Yeah. Oh, this poor guy. She felt bad for him.
Exactly. I would, because he looks so sad.
What did she think she was? Going to wait a year to mail something?
Yeah.
In Canada Post?
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes you never know, right?
It takes fucking forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Lord.
Well, I'm glad that she gave it to him,
Well, yeah. I mean...
That makes me laugh when she said, go out and find yourself a good Scottish lass.
Yeah, like Fiona.
No, I love Fiona to death, but I just think Roger needs a little bit more stimulation.
I think Fiona's pretty stimulating. Molasses, tea, and sundries. I never read that sign before.
Molasses. Love molasses. And I haven't had molasses in years, and I haven't.
The more you say that, I'm listening to it through a Scottish ear. Molasses instead of molasses. Molasses and molasses.
You're so funny.
I love this episode.
And Ian's talking about having a lass or two.
Yeah.
Jamie's convincing him you only need one.
Yeah. But the sign said molasses, so go in there, you'll find some molasses.
Oh, Lord, love a duck.
I know, right?
And this lady, like, what, has she never seen a man in her life? Like, come on.
Well, maybe
like so obviously what she's looking.
I mean, maybe she hasn't had one that looked like that knock on her door in a while.
Obviously not. Like, look, she couldn't be more obvious. May as well just strip down right there.
Right, throw her skirts over her head. Hello, Daddy.
I think Jamie, he turns his body a little bit. Yeah, okay, I know what's happening here. Thanks, anyway.
All
right. Adios.
And this prepares us for what he thinks is flirting later on down the road, right? I think that's why they added that in there, because it shows that he's he's kind of used to women flirting with him.
Yeah, exactly. I love this whole scene. I love this little family. I really do. You know, they seem very, yes,
I like
do.
the lady Muellers.
Exactly. That's what I mean. All the ladies are in the scene. I love them. They're so nice and so gentle, and I love that they called the baby Clara. You know, after Claire, I just thought, aw, that's so nice.
That is sweet.
Yeah. And it's so sad.
I like their names, like Petronella.
I know.
Roswitha. Like I like their cool little names.
And it's sad that Daddy wasn't around to see baby born. So sad. Aw. But what a cute baby.
Pudgy.
Pudgy, yep. And it looks like a good sized baby too.
Yep.
No grandchildren yet. She's not a grandma yet. But man, that comes fast and furious, doesn't it? Holy cow. It's like in one year, all of a sudden she got like 12 grandchildren. Yeah, that's over exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
It's really over exaggerating. Now this was, you know, I like how they added the regulators and all that stuff to, you know, give it a little bit of oomph and punch to it. Not making it so easy for him, you know,
because I don't remember in the books it being so challenging I don't think it went into great depth, the challenge of him finding people to come live on the ridge.
No, because he went and he started building, and what he did was he sent Duncan Innes to look for settlers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So I do like how they added on to and made it where he was having a hard time, and it was because of the regulators, right? It was so I like how they were able to tie those two together, and it actually carried it on for quite a while, right? So
yeah, well, it was the perfect way to weave to weave Murtaugh back into the story.
Well, yeah, because it went through, if you think about it, a whole season, because you know that takes us right into season 5. So and we're already into season 4. So that's quite an additional story to put in. It just wasn't an extra episode or anything. So
right. Yeah, and it was a part of the story in the books to a degree, right? So
it got mentioned here and there.
Yeah, and it was just it was a extra. It was just like a fine tune to it, and I quite liked how they made it a little bit, you know, like a challenge for Jamie. You know, everything's so fucking easy for this guy, so you know, challenge him a little bit, and I quite liked it.
Yeah, I have to agree as well. And anything to keep Murtaugh in a little longer. I don't think I've heard from anybody that they didn't like the idea that Murtaugh didn't get killed off in Culloden in the series.
Oh, people did not like that.
Okay, so I must be ignoring all of those comments. So I think in my head, in my Phil head, that everybody loves the fact that Murtaugh stayed.
Oh, and you know what? Oh my God. Sorry. Yeah. I absolutely, there was quite a few of them, but like I said, I don't very, very much pay attention to it either.
Yeah.
And I quite loved that Murtaugh stuck around. Like, cause I was heartbroken in the books that Murtaugh was killed off. I loved him in the books. But
I don't and because I've I'm only reading through the books once so far, I don't remember anything big and dramatic about Murtaugh dying.
Well, that's because they didn't really share. She didn't really share a lot. I felt gypped.
Right.
I felt gypped in the books.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get, I felt like he didn't get a great death.
Well, besides Claire, that was his number one person for his whole life. So I think he should have had a proper exit.
Yeah.
Which the series did, I felt.
Yeah. I always felt really ripped off in the books about Murtaugh's death. And so it was one of those ones where, you know, you didn't see it, you didn't feel it, you didn't get it. Yeah. And usually with those deaths or those lack of deaths, it means they didn't die.
Yeah.
With
Exactly.
Diana, they always end up coming back to life somehow, but she didn't do that with Murtaugh.
Right.
So in the show, I felt like some sort of little vindication, and I was like, oh yeah, so now I get this alternate Murtaugh storyline. Fabulous.
Yep.
Right? So that's what it gave to me.
Well, and because I watched the series first and went back and read the books, I was waiting for some kind of climax to Murtaugh, but he fought in Culloden, and it was mentioned somewhere down the line that he died, and I'm like, huh? What the hell?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, the whole family's back now.
Oh, and here's the...
Yeah. Aww.
The fuck is this ugly thing?
But it wasn't ugly back then. It was the toys, right? It was the toys
and
for
they
kids.
were hideous. They were, look at this creepy thing.
No, it was glass. It was like porcelain face and feet, and that was expensive,
ugly.
right? Yeah, this
See,
part.
Look, the baby thinks it's ugly.
No,
the baby's like,
because the dog is barking, the baby is crying. They should be telling Rollo to be quiet.
Baby doesn't like the doll. Baby,
no, he's crying because the dog is barking.
That doll is full of
pox.
The doll is full of pox, and it's gonna kill me.
Well, that's besides the point. It's still a nice doll. But you see the hysteria that he creates in everybody, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He has such a hate, but that comes from ignorance, right?
And fear.
Exactly. 100%.
Yep.
And the one thing you don't hear so much about the son. Like you hear that, the women died, that the baby died, Petronella died, but you don't really hear about the son.
Yeah.
What happened to the son? Because he didn't get arrows at the end. So where did he go?
Well, he's in the books, but I don't know because, they didn't all die in the book, so
right, exactly.
It's hard to say what they do. Oh,
yeah. See, and as far as standing intelligence right there, I'm sorry, the other side of the river has all the intelligence at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? They don't understand what's going on. We're here to give the water, some water to the horses. That's it. And this guy is freaking out. No wonder they don't trust them.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's just insane.
Piss me off.
Acting like freaking lunatic.
Educate yourself a little bit, but back then it wasn't about that.
No, it's about ignorance and fear, and and claiming that it's their land, and they're like, yeah.
It's good that Claire was able to mediate at that point. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And she's just like, this guy is an idiot. Yeah. He's, ignorant.
But she was the first one to say to keep the peace. And they're like, okay, you know what? Because you are who you are, we will, you know? Dumbass.
Yeah. And she's like, thank you.
Exactly.
And he's blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's going to flip that upside down.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Man, they're so, they had to be brave, and I know it's part of their culture, bravery, and I don't know, I want to say kindness. It's just, it's different.
It's a dedication to the land.
They have a respect for it, and I totally get why they don't trust white people at all because our reactions to everything are disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely.
If you would go into it as an help me understand, teach me, it's not your job. It's not your job to teach me, but if I'm asking you to help me, I guarantee no one would turn away and say, no, you're on your own.
Yep.
But in vice versa, it'd be like, no, you're on your own. Deal with it. You guarantee
true.
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, somebody's
Just
tuckered.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Well, when she was coming back in the book, she was stuck in a flood and all that stuff.
Yeah. I love how they did this. They just kind of recycled what she did each and every day just to show her kind of routine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, donkeys. Donkeys are I've seen this story recently where
Clarence.
4 donkeys killed a coyote because it was trying to get into the goats. I'm like, yeah, donkeys. They look like pretty good vegetables that you'd buy off a stand even.
Mm-hmm. Yep, those are pretty bright.
Apples, yeah. We'll keep a healthy pig.
Making poultices.
Yeah.
And she learned how to knit.
Good for her.
It'll keep you occupied, that's for sure. It
does. It's very relaxing.
I
used to do a lot of knitting when the kids were younger. A lot. And sewing. Now my sewing machine is in a box.
Well, that's where they go when you're not using them, I suppose.
Right? Oh, now she notices that the candlestick is gone.
She's like, who the fuck is in my house? Who stole my candlestick?
Right? Hey,
that was so funny.
No Netflix for Claire.
No. I remember when you asked me if she called the pig Leary.
Well,
at the very start.
Sense. Maybe not now that Marsley is there. That wouldn't be so. But you think, why not?
She's like, cheers.
Cheers. Hair of the dog.
Go juice.
Right?
She's like, I don't care how strong.
I don't know why she's screwing up her face. Oh, because it's Jamie's crap that she's probably drinking.
It's not so ready yet.
It hasn't aged yet. So, yeah.
I love this so much.
Me too. Oh my God, I love this so much.
Yeah.
It looks like a tarp. I wonder what that tarp is made out of.
Canvas?
Canvas?
Yeah, why not?
It would be not necessarily, I don't know. Interesting. Then I gotta figure that out. That's gonna drive me bananas. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah. Burlap, white burlap. I don't know. It's those little things that bother me because
I'm pretty sure canvas was around then.
I don't know.
Broke his bit.
Yeah.
What shall we do?
You can't do too much without the bit. So you could, but they don't know the techniques. So blacksmith.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Look how warm Jamie's coat is.
I love that coat on him. It looks so good.
There's the Smithy.
Yeah, Smithy. That's not his name. That's what he does.
Yep.
Just for you guys that didn't know.
As soon as I heard his voice, I knew who it was. And I was just squealing like a pig.
Oh my gosh, me too. I was so excited. And then 10,000 things show up in my, how did he get there? How long is he there? Mm-hmm. Why didn't he go back to Scotland? Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you know awesome. What? Everybody knows it's Murtaugh. You can turn his ass around now. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, but it's the dramatic turnaround.
Right. And the white hair, but yet he still has the dark mustache.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hi, Murtaugh.
He looks so good.
Hi, Murtaugh.
No, that man aged well. And what a old curmudgeon. Like,
right?
Totally
what a crook.
Advantage of this young kid.
And of course, Ian pays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, his uncle told him he needed it. They have to get home.
But that's like paying $1,000 for a quick weld.
Exactly. Right.
Yikes.
And if
just the look they gave each other.
I love it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's too
oh,
funny.
still not here, but you could come in
Yeah.
for some milk and cookies.
Yeah. Suckle my
Uh,
bubbies a little bit for the milk, would ya?
uh, actually, she's not.
Yeah.
Mm,
And he lied.
yeah, exactly. No, she's
She
not a
is a
very
good
good
cook.
cook, but
I
uh,
got to tell you, she is, because
otherwise you'll
yikes.
expect me to stay for you, bacon. Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Time to get back to the ridge.
Hmm.
I'm glad that they started talking about the blacksmith.
Yeah, exactly. Took all my money. Uh,
Jeez. No.
Whoa.
Yeah.
21 show like that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And you paid him that?
Uh-oh. Here we go. I'm so
He,
excited.
he obviously
I just
wasn't
can't
leaving
hide.
he obviously wasn't leaving for the day because his ass is still there
Hmm.
and he's still working. Like,
Yep. Uh-huh.
come on. I love this.
Uh-huh. He recognizes his voice instantly.
Instantly,
Yep.
just like we recognized his voice.
Right. Uh-huh. Yep.
And I
He's
wonder
ready
why.
for a fight.
And
And
then,
I
of
love
course,
the look on his face. I still get goosebumps.
I know
Like it's like he just wants to
he's
melt.
stunned.
Yep.
He doesn't. The only change in his facial features is his to say his name. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's like stunned. You
I
know.
love it. I love it
So
so much.
why did you not go back to Jamie Murtaugh? I don't understand.
Because he didn't know, and it would have wrecked everything. The whole show
That's
would have been fucked up.
crap.
All the storylines. Oh, look how
Yeah.
much they love each other.
Yeah.
They're just hugging. And
Sam
Ian's like,
needs to practice hugging, though.
nah.
Yeah. Just like holding babies.
Mm. Look at Ian.
Yeah.
Like,
Aw.
mm.
And you just took advantage of Jenny's son. Well done, Murtaugh. Well done.
So funny.
Yeah. But I'm glad that Murtaugh's back. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
3 days north. Can you imagine? Oh, only going to take me 3 days to get home. Every time you need to go grocery shopping or go to IKEA.
Right.
It's only going to take me 3 days to get home.
And on a bouncy,
right?
Oh, God.
Sleep on the side of the road or under the wagon.
Yeah. Kill me now. There's no way.
I would.
No
I
way.
would. I'd be okay.
No, shoot me. Just shoot me. No. No thanks.
As long as I didn't have a 9 to 5, I'd be good.
No. Well, you wouldn't have a 9 to 5 if you did.
Right? Because I'd be sleeping under a wagon trying to get home.
Exactly.
I love that she wears this coat. Oversized coat.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, here we go.
Yep.
I love this this priest, though. You know,
Albert Welling, Pastor Godfred. He's like, everybody's dead.
See, but just Petronella and the baby, they said.
Yeah.
That's so sad, you know? And it was that beautiful doll.
Yep.
But dad may be a carrier, you know? So he may not show symptoms, but he may be a carrier, but they don't know that. They don't understand that back then.
Nope. They don't get it.
She does, but they don't.
Right. Well, there's a lot of things Claire gets that most people don't. So
yes, exactly. And I can't wait for the story to take on more meaning, like for Claire.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to her evolution, even though
Yeah.
she's evolved so much as it is.
Hmm.
I think there's more, just
Oh,
because
for
I
sure.
haven't read
Yeah. Well,
beyond
and the
yet.
pastor got it wrong here, saying that, that he blamed her for the illness.
Well, maybe he initially did and then thought about it a little bit more. Actually, it's the natives and
Mm-hmm.
all of that, and I'm going to get them back. Maybe he kind of had a change of
Yeah, I don't think
thought process. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. That guy seems a little stubborn in his thinking. I don't think once he
It's
sets his
true.
eyes on something, it's 100% in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully Jamie makes it back, because she's just going to be sitting on pins and needles until he does.
Oh yeah, she's scared
Now
shitless
she's
now.
worried. Of
Yeah.
course, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're there all by yourself. You hear that this guy is out to get you because he thinks that you're the reason that his daughter and grandchild are dead.
Right.
Like, and you know how irrational he is.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's a badass. And you've got this like wolf dog who's like woof woof. I'm gentle.
I'll let you know when someone's here, but that's about
And
it.
then I'll lick them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sounds
Yeah.
like my dog, only she doesn't even, the only time we know when someone's here is when she's whining and wagging her tail. She's definitely
Uh-huh. Yeah.
not a force to be
Reckoned with.
afraid of, for sure.
No doubt.
So now Murtaugh's just explaining his story and how he was indentured, but learned to trade. So
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah. And I love his arm corsets. I don't know what they are, but he has these corsets on his forearms that are just sexy. Like, I don't know. But damn, I like them.
You know what? And that would make sense as well for a printer to wear that. Printers just wore a band, right? But it's the first time I've ever, like you said, seen those corsets, and they're nice.
They are. They're kind of sexy on them. I like them. I like them a lot.
They do look good.
Something about Duncan Lacroix. I tell you, that man, and it's his voice, it's his eyebrows. His eyebrows are like little characters all of his own.
Exactly. And he controls them so well.
I know.
Even when he's not playing a character, even when he's just Duncan on his own, he does the whole Murtaugh weird eyebrow thing.
Yep, one at a time. Bloop, 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 bloop.
He does personal cameos for people. Like if you know someone having a birthday or whatever, you can reach out to him and he'll do a special hoo-ha, congratulations, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So I think that'd be awesome. I think there's a lot of Murtaugh fans out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, so if you want to find him, you can go on Twitter, Instagram. I think he's there.
He's on Instagram. He's no longer on Twitter.
No? Yeah. Oh, okay. Instagram then.
Yeah, he abandoned Twitter.
Did he?
Not that I can blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He abandoned it when they like when people weren't sure if he was coming back or not. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he didn't want to let anything spill. He was like,
nope.
Yeah.
Better stay off it. And I love how they're talking about Brianna, you know?
Yeah.
Because he remembers that, Sam sent her back and Jamie sent her back and, and that's pretty cool that they're able to catch up.
Yeah. Well, and Murtaugh loved Claire. Like, I mean,
they developed a really good relationship when they were searching for Jamie. Yeah. Because they, at that point, understood how much each loved him, you know? So.
And he protected her. Like, he, like he protected Jamie. He loved her. And he was the one that when they were in Ardsmuir tried to get Jamie to talk about her.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, exactly.
And he wouldn't.
Oh, and this is where the regulators really start
Hmm.
to come out, you
Yeah.
know. So,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it's no surprise. I know people were like, oh, I don't think Murtaugh would have, been like that into it and blah blah
yeah.
blah. And you know what? I'm not surprised at all that he would, like he almost died in Culloden.
Yeah.
He was sent to prison to, like he was always battling the English.
Yeah.
So for him to go be indentured into another country and finally have his freedom,
Yeah.
that he wouldn't fight tooth and nail to keep his freedom away from English rule,
Yeah.
absolutely. That
You
he
got
would
that right.
absolutely, that he would finally have that opportunity, that
Mhm.
he wouldn't hold on to it with 100% of his being.
Yeah.
Damn straight he would.
And I think he's thinking that it'll be an easy thing for Jamie to grasp and understand because every battle they've ever had, they've done it together.
Yep.
And this is going to be the first time
Hmm.
where,
Yeah.
no, that's not going to be the case.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm. Yeah.
and it's sad because I think you start to see a slight divide. They've been apart for how many years now,
Yeah.
and then an opportunity for them to come together and it passes,
Yeah.
but they
Hmm.
still love and want to protect each other.
And in
It's
ways they do.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, here we go. And I love that the piece of tartan that he carried through Ardsmuir,
Yep.
which he carried through, everything, he
Yep.
now has pinned proudly on his chest
You know
as
what?
a
And
regulator.
knowing that he could die because of
Mhm.
it, it's like a badge of honor,
Yeah.
that he was able to carry it. And
Yeah.
believe it or not, it's people like that that kept it,
Hmm.
through all of those years that there are still some true tartans, but at the time they were
Hmm.
all destroyed.
Yeah.
And when tartans came back again, people were picking what information they had, or they just had to pick a different tartan.
Hmm. Well, when in the books there was a point. Well, of course, it wasn't Murtaugh.
Yeah.
There was one of the prisoners in Ardsmuir had a piece of tartan, and they found it, and Jamie took the blame for it,
Yes.
and Lord John had to have him flogged
Yes.
for it. Yeah. And that was one of Jamie's ways of getting him back for making advances on
Unless
him.
they wrote it down somewhere that this is what our tartan looked like and it got
Mhm.
passed down from family to family.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of the tartans were lost.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
maybe from pictures,
Yeah.
they could kind of understand based on the shade, maybe what the color might have been. So,
And a lot of them were blended from the
mm,
area that they lived in, the kind of berries, the kind of trees, the kind of, because they were
yep.
essentially used as camouflage and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So yeah. And they're like, well, fuck, look at this. Murtaugh's not only a regulator, he is like the
Exactly.
regulator.
But you know what? In all honesty, it shouldn't surprise.
Hmm.
It shouldn't surprise him.
Yep.
He look at where he came from and
Hmm.
who he protected his whole life.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. Yeah.
he's just not going to be followed. He's going to lead people to the right
Yeah.
direction, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know why Jamie's so surprised.
Yeah. Hmm.
So
Well, and that, in any other circumstance, Jamie would be right there beside
yep,
him.
you got that right.
In any other circumstance, except for the fact that he took this land from with, Tryon,
Yeah.
um, he would be 100% there. Like, just he
Yeah.
believes in his own freedom. He doesn't want to be under the English rule at all. Like, that's not
Yeah.
something that he's proud of.
And I think Jamie's conflicted, but Ian, he's downright, you know what, you're a leader. Like, that's awesome. And just the way that Ian looked at Jamie, how are you going to respond to this? I want to see, are you going to join the regulators? You know? You see, that part of Ian reminds me of young Fergus. When Fergus wanted Jamie to keep fighting, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? They're not 25 years younger now either. So
right. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. But at least Jamie was honest with him. You
and
know,
Murtaugh's at an age too where being willing to die is a lot easier, because, well, when he started this, he had no one. Right? He didn't have Jamie. He didn't have Claire. He didn't have, he didn't have anybody, because he was solidly alone except for the other regulators. Right? So it was an easy choice for him to make. Whereas Jamie, it's not such an easy choice, because he has all these people counting on him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
here we go.
Oh God, I hate this.
Farula.
Yeah, she's like, okay, he's not blaming me.
See how he's talking is he's telling it's a story right now, because he wants this to play out how he wants it to play out. So he's sounding like he's concerned for her. But that's not the case. His mind is not right.
No,
but he needs this whole dramatic
it's
thing to happen. I don't know what he was expecting from it.
No.
Teach her a lesson, maybe, that not to believe in what the natives, are trying to teach you, because it's not right.
No, I think he was like overwhelmed with grief. And I think he really thought he was doing the right thing. And
I'm sure he thought so, because he's ignorant that way, right? So, but the fact that he can't see beyond his actions, he thinks by doing what he did, it's going to cure everything. He should have taken a step back and thought one more step further before doing what he did.
And Claire even is hoping that she can talk some sense into him, but you can't talk sense into somebody who's, full of hate, anger, and grief.
And she's trying trying to get him to understand about the measles, how it works. And like, nope, savages. That's it. It's funny. The words are coming out of his mouth, but he should be looking in front of a mirror.
That's pretty clear for a lot of people. If a lot of people constantly shout you when they are, a lot of the things they're saying about other people are exactly what they do.
Exactly.
Oh, here she thinks she's getting handed the doll.
Right. And see, to me, that is the mental thing that just pisses me off about this guy. Because he knows what's in there, and he's it's a doll. It's a doll. There you go.
And it's
Atawahi.
It's Atawahi's scalp. And he thinks he's doing a favor, or
he got all of them back by taking out their medicine woman. Then they can't do anything else. No more curses. It's all good. They can't do anything.
Well, watch, buddy. They most certainly can.
See,
So that's how he thinks, because they cursed his land and his water, so his daughter and grandchild are dead. So,
and it makes me sad that Atawahi was taken out so so quickly, you know, and I
Mhm.
understand the story has to keep moving, but it would have sure been nice to have her around longer on the, you know, near the ridge. I don't know. I think it would have
Yeah.
been a great storyline,
Mhm.
but I understand the
And I
impact.
think that, and I also think how gross it must feel for, you know, like actor like Tantu Cardinal
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have her character taken out like that.
Yeah.
Um, I would think that that would be, I think that would feel really gross. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that would feel almost disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
and I think
just as
I,
a native, as a First Nations person,
yeah.
I would think that that would just feel really
Well, it's
ugly.
almost like, and I would love to hear their perspective on, you know, from the actor's point of view. I know that they've done, you know, a couple of like town hall kind of things talking about it, but
Not to
she didn't do any.
mm-mm,
No.
nope.
I wonder what it's like to play a role of actually what their ancestors went through. Like,
Uh-huh.
this isn't make believe. That shit actually happened.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here it comes. And this is where he should have taken one extra step to think about what
Yeah.
could happen.
Yeah. They're not going to let this go.
No, they're not.
Their medicine woman was, you know, mutilated, and
Yeah.
this is not,
Well, and you
yeah.
see, out comes the wife. But
Hmm.
again, where's the son? Does the son come back later on in the show somewhere? Like,
It's possible. It's
you never know,
possible.
right?
Hmm. Yeah. He's in the books. But then so is the wife and
Right.
father. But so it's hard to say.
Yeah. See?
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and he just couldn't get to her fast enough.
Oh, truly should have thought about,
Yeah.
uh,
But again, he probably is still blaming the savages when, again, it
he
was
was
him, right?
yeah,
He was the
he was far
savage.
more savage,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
because they did nothing. He bought the doll that
Yeah,
had the that carried the measles,
yeah. They're
and
just,
yeah.
but again, you can't blame them. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You
Yeah.
can't.
Well,
The
they did nothing
destruction.
wrong.
They did nothing wrong. This,
Uh,
they're just being judge and jury on
mm,
their land, you know?
yeah.
So sorry. Not sorry.
Mm,
Sad. Sad story, but I think that's why I like, you know, you don't like the name Savage, but you understand it's not them.
yeah.
It's someone else. So,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
and I like those little arm warmers that she
Mm,
has.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, oh.
She's,
Well, now I like her hair here. It looks kind of cute.
yep.
It's a little bit
She's,
puffy.
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just see the air pulled out of her.
Well, and just a look on
Yeah.
his face as soon as he
Hmm.
sees her, right?
Yeah.
He knows something's wrong.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. He knows she did
mm.
not have a good time.
Well, and he doesn't push her. He
Yeah.
sees she's upset, but he doesn't push, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Just hold me. It's like
Hmm.
me, it'd be like, oh my god, I came in, I can't burn his scalp.
Yeah,
Right?
that would have been me too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Cry it out. Cry
And,
it out.
and
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yippers. Oh, I love this part too. Do, do,
Yeah,
do,
this was one of my
do, do,
favorites. Yeah.
do, 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 do.
And he had such a hard time. They kept
Yeah.
having to do a retake because, you know, he kept getting boogie-woggy bugle boy all mixed up.
Uh, yeah. Murta. See that one eyebrow.
I know,
See?
right? It's like a
Yes.
mask for one eyebrow.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't even look like it moves hardly.
Uh,
Aw.
they just love each other.
Yeah, they do.
She's dropped all of her wood.
Yeah.
What you gonna light a fire with now, Claire?
I would drop my wood too.
And here we go. And here we go. Now we saw the rabbit at the very, very start, and Claire was talking about Bree.
Yep.
Now,
and of course, all the timelines are messed up, right? She has gone through way before Roger even got to town. So,
right. So Roger's listening. Roger's reading the letter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The day that she wrote it, and this is the day that she's leaving. So, just in case people are confused about the timeline.
Yeah. And she's wearing his bracelet.
Yeah.
And she does not want him to follow her. Her little gingham dress there.
And I'm surprised that she wouldn't want to go with him, you know? She wants
him to be there.
Yeah.
So she has somebody to focus on, to go back to.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that will bring her back, right?
Right.
So,
right.
But how did she know that she would actually end up in the same time as her mom, you know? Because you just never know.
Focusing. That's what she's thinking of her mother when she goes through.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That episode seemed like it went really fast. Like, holy cow. Yeah, it was good. Murtaugh's back, so that's awesome. We have Brianna going through the stones, and then we have Roger brokenhearted, and we have some people that passed away from the past.
Sad.
Holy shit, sis.
Got another one. And this one is from Mordecai on Reddit.
Alrighty. So when we were real little, we were playing horsies, where we would crawl around on all fours and pretend to be horses, because that's what kids do. Anyway, I was behind her and she bucked her feet upward and smacked me in the mouth, knocked out 2 of my front teeth. Well, sorry, Mom and Dad, for the dental bill. Hey, but horses buck.
Well, chances are it was, they were small enough that they were her first set of teeth. So let's
hopefully. If not, but hey, you know what? You have to give credit to her sibling, because how creative is that?
Right.
I'm not just going to be this pretty horse and trot around. I'm going to be wild. I'm going to buck.
I used to ride on you guys.
Yeah, all the time. It was fun.
Yeah, you guys bucked, but you bucked me off of you.
Right, exactly. I didn't buck you in the face with my feet.
Buck you in the face.
Because you would have had to go down on your front hands and then kick up your feet. That would have hurt. Lost a couple of teeth, but holy crap, that would have hurt.
You didn't break her nose.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, you guys used to buck me off of you. I remember that.
Yeah, I was a good bucker.
You're a good little bucker fella.
I am. Alrighty, so what kind of games did you play? What kind of games did you play that maybe didn't end up real well for your sibling? We want to know. We want to be able to share your story. So you can visit us at SIssues.ca, or you can visit us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and send us a DM.